Look
we
at those
caught
guys.
that. That's what we call a
Still
monster.
flopping, baby.
Woo! So tell everybody what we caught.
So we got some speckled trout, guys. We got some beautiful slot reds. It has been nonstop
So
action.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not to mention all the bait we caught up front.
That's right.
We
Look,
got
I'm sweating.
We're sweating.
What a fish, what a fish.
That was amazing.
So
What a
what
time
we're
to be
gonna
alive.
do, we've been catching some ladyfish. We're gonna pull up, we got a box full of nice eaters.
Okay.
We're gonna go out a little bit deeper and see if we can get you on a real big fish.
I'm tired.
Don't go anywhere.
The day before the race, they asked all the 33 drivers what type of milk
I was wondering.
you want to drink. So
Because what if you're lactose or you
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, can I have
I was
soy?
at 2% when I won,
You
so,
were?
but you can choose whatever you want. And I would say after a 3-hour race, drinking that milk never tastes so good.
Look at how amazing this is. It's like you're actually part of the movie. We all know that movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? We grew up with it. Well, they actually shrunk me here at Movietopia. Oh, thanks, fellas. I have John Goodman here, and then we have Robbie Earl. Thank you guys for waking up with us.
Absolutely. A pleasure to be with you.
So I'm excited. So you're with Candytopia, you're with Planet Hollywood, and together you guys created Movietopia.
He was a great president. He was only a one-term president, but he accomplished so much in those 4 years. And when you look back over his life, from a World War II fighter pilot to eventually the commander-in-chief, and all of the things he did for our country, he was an amazing man.
This week, we're taking a look back at Hurricane Harvey 1 year later. The massive flooding it caused forced thousands out of their homes, and it was during this time that so many people came forward to lend a helping hand. Maggie Fleckno with KIAH is joining us live from Houston to tell us about one of those rescuers. Good morning to you, Maggie.
Good morning, Laura. Well, as you know, there were so many heroes, so many that we can't talk about them all. I wish we could, but they all stepped up during this devastating time. People were using their own boats and braving the floodwaters to save others. One of those heroes remembers what it was like that day.
I remember 1 year ago today, we were here at this exact, at this location when Hurricane Harvey hit, and we had no idea initially the impact of what was going on around us.
1 year after Hurricane Harvey put Houston underwater, Captain Michael Sharkey, founder of Outcast Charters and Monster Fishin', reflects on what it was like to float through Houston saving lives.
I was in awe of how severe it really was. You come out here and you see people that have been stuck with no electricity, no food, no water for several days at a time, flagging anybody down that would be willing to pick them up and get them to a shelter, get them to safety.
One of the first stops on Captain Sharkey's list was a Dickinson apartment complex where cars could be seen floating in a parking garage. First floor units quickly filled with water, forcing residents to climb upstairs, sitting anxiously to be rescued.
It was very, very sad with a lot of people that came back afterwards. They were crying.
We were barely able to get our boat up under here, and this was basically where the people would come down from the second story, the third story here.
But now, 365 days later, a fresh start. The apartment complex newly renovated. Families returned and safe.
I really appreciate what you do for my residents. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When tragedy struck the community, Captain Sharkey says he knew he had to lend a hand however he could. And when disaster strikes again, he and his boat are ready.
Being a part of something like that was very humbling, and just seeing the community come together was such a big, it impacted my life greatly, just seeing how everybody came together to help.
We thank you, Captain Sharkey, a true Harvey hero.
And it's stories like this that just warm my heart and make me even more proud to cover Houston. The thing that Harvey did is it neutralized us. It equalized us, if you will. We were all in the same boat. And it didn't matter who you were. We all came out to help one another. And we continue to do that to this day. We continue to rebuild and be Houston strong.
Absolutely. It is warm your heart absolutely to hear those stories of people just diving in to just willing to help anyone, even if they didn't know them, friend, neighbor, just a stranger. We just had to come together. Thanks so much for sharing that story, Maggie.